District 51 has been working over the last school year to write a guaranteed viable curriculum, instruction, and assessment for all core classes, grades K through 12. This GVCIA has been written to align to the new Colorado academic standards. Since this work has been initiated, the goal of District 51 is to move to standards-based classrooms, which means using standards-based lesson planning and standards-based grading and reporting. Various middle schools in District 51 have already been piloting standards-based grading, some for up to 5 years. Standards-based grading is defined by Marzano as grading that references student achievement to specific topics within each subject area. When standards-based grading is utilized in the classroom, the grading is based on the academic achievement of the student. Clear guidelines for proficiency are preset, typically in the form of rubrics, and are communicated to the students. Trends of student performance and most recent evidence of learning are used to determine proficiency as opposed to averages. Academic achievement is defined as what students know and are able to do. Learning behaviors are defined by District 51 as collaboration, work ethic, personal responsibility, and civic responsibility. The final letter grade that a student earns is meant to be a reflection of what the student knows and is able to do. Therefore, academic achievement and learning behaviors are reported separately. The learning behavior grade does not affect the GPA. There are many benefits to implementing standards-based grading in the classroom. Conversations about student achievement shift from grades to learning. Standards-based grading helps the teacher to focus and adjust instruction and fits right into our current model of collaboration and professional learning communities. It also gives students, parents, and teachers a clearer picture of learning because it reports the most recent evidence of student achievement instead of averaging. Standards-based grading allows students to track their own progress, encourages them to improve, and honors the learning that has occurred over time. These things can all lead to an improvement in student achievement. The purpose of implementing standards-based grading in District 51 classrooms is to create a grading system that has meaning. Standards-based grading communicates a truer picture of academic achievement and progress to students, parents, and teachers. It reports the most recent evidence of student achievement and rewards knowledge gained, unlike averaging. Let's take a look at how standards-based grading gives a clearer picture of student achievement. On the left side of the slide, there is an example of a traditional 100-point grading scale. You can see that the students scored a 65%, 70%, missed an assessment, and then scored two 83%. If you used averaging to calculate this student's grade, they would receive a 60.2%. This percentage does not give a clear picture of what the student knows and is able to do, since on the two most recent assessments, the students show that they are proficient on the material. Averaging does not take the student's learning progression into account and, if a 0 is earned, brings the grade to a level that is no longer a reflection of what the student knows and is able to do. On the right side of the slide, there is an example of a standards-based grading rubric scale. You can see that the student scored a 1.5, 2.0, missed an assessment, and then scored two 3.0s. Using a standards-based approach, you would look at the entire body of evidence and determine where the student's current understanding of this measurement topic is. A missing score should not bring their overall score down. It appears that since on the last two assessments the student scored a 3.0 on this measurement topic, the student is currently at a 3.0 or proficient in their understanding of this topic. In standards-based grading, a student is not penalized at starting off at a low level of understanding and progressing to a higher level of understanding.
My name's J.B. Phillips. I work at Bookcliff Middle. I teach 7th literacy, and this is my 3rd year in the district. I started using standards-based grading about 10 years ago and have dabbled in it off and on until I came here and took it on wholeheartedly about 3 years ago.
I'm Kim Davis, and I teach at West Middle School. I've been working with standards-based grading in some fashion for almost 10 years now, and it has changed, it has revolutionized teaching and learning in my classrooms.
My name's Tom Griffith. I teach 6th grade science at East Middle School. I just started standards-based grading this year. I think the best benefit to standards-based grading is being able to give kids feedback that actually goes with what you're learning, instead of being able to say, you have a 50% average on homework. I can tell a student that you're struggling in erosion and deposition, or that your weak point in this particular unit is maybe atoms in that regard. So we can pinpoint the particular content area that that student is lacking in and scaffold and help them, achieve and develop and grow in that area.
I think that standards-based grading has changed the entire paradigm in my classroom, from a situation where I was in control and the students were doing something to please me, to a place where they were here to learn, and we were partners in that learning, with me giving feedback that they could really use to progress.
The nice thing about standards-based grading is they have absolute targets to shoot for. They know exactly what's expected. They get to see exemplars that tell them what it should look like when they're done. It gives them lots of benefits. It takes the mystery out of the grade that they're given. From an English teacher's perspective, that's a great thing.
Hi, my name is Lee Grosso, and I'm the principal at East Middle School. I think probably one of the most significant changes in the gradebook will be what parents and teachers and students see in terms of the categories. Sometimes from gradebook to gradebook, even among the same grade level, teachers are receiving different feedback because of the way the gradebook looks. With the new changes under our standards-based grading and reporting, the categories will be locked down in eSimbler. They will be the grade level expectations that you currently see in the teacher resource pages, which are matched to our content standards. So now the difference is, when a parent and a student open up the gradebook, they're able to see specifically how a student is doing according to a grade level expectation. And that's consistent from 6th grade classroom within the building to across the district.
It wasn't difficult at all to transition to standards-based grading. I think the students really understood it. The students could identify with being partially proficient in a content area. They could identify that a 4.0 is no longer meeting the bare minimum. 4.0 now is advanced and showing that you are beyond where you should be.
I think everyone that we need to communicate about student achievement benefits from standards-based grading, especially parents and students, but also other teachers and educators that work with those students. We're able to report out information that is much more specific about their actual achievement, opposed to a mix of achievement and behaviors. With the standards-based grading system that we're currently using, students know exactly where they are as far as achievement in a certain benchmark or standard. They can also have that conversation with their parents, and within this, then parents, instead of wondering, hey, is Johnny doing his work? Now the student and the parent can have a conversation about, this is what Johnny is learning, this is where Johnny needs support, and this is where Johnny excels.
For the teacher, I stopped taking home big stacks of essays. The assessment is happening all the time. Every class period, the students are sharing their work, the students are scoring each other's work, and by the time they're done, I've seen it enough times and given it enough scores for different standards where I know exactly what that essay is about, and I don't have to spend a great deal of time with it. So for me, it's a huge benefit because I don't take piles of work home anymore.
For teachers, actually, many of the functions you use in eSimbler will be exactly the same as you're currently using right now. Where you load a category right now, which may be homework, instead the categories will already be preloaded for you. You'll just pull those in and attach those to the assignment. So the assignment and the category will match each other in terms of the assignment is measuring whatever grade level equivalency you've attached to that. A 4-point rubric will be, a grading scale will be locked into the system, but you'll really be currently using eSimbler in the same way in terms of many of the functions.
For the 2011-2012 school year, middle school principals have agreed that all middle schools will pilot standards-based grading. eSimbler will have the Colorado Academic Standards Grade Level Expectations, or GLEs, preloaded as categories specific to each core class. Teachers will be using both a common academic achievement scoring rubric as well as a common learning behavior rubric. Here are a few suggested resources if you're interested in learning more about standards-based grading. Your building principals stand by ready to assist you if you have any questions. Thank you for your time.